Hi Virgo, happy early birthday and welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your mid-August 2024 love reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. And for those of you new to the channel, also we have in front of us, it's what I call the Bridging the Gap spread. And the way it works is a look at the past, present, future energies between you and your main love interest. Once we get through all that, we'll pull some oracle cards as well for some additional insight. That's where the Bridging the Gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Romantic Tarot. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel that's the other way around in your situation, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have Contemplation. So this is actually the equivalent of the Hermit in traditional tarot, which is the major arcana card for your sign. And if we look at the artwork here, we see they have their back turned to the cards on the side, but we do see it looks like they're drawing, right? We see some instruments in the background as well. So to me, this is saying that you might have just been thinking about this person a lot, but more in like an imagination stage, So I feel like there wasn't a lot of outright communication between the two of you, if any at all, but I feel like this is saying at the very least you did find yourself thinking about this person often, whether maybe you hear a song to make you think about them, or, you're just indulging in art and it would make you think about this person. But yeah, it looks like at the very least you were thinking about them a lot, but given the overall positioning here, it looks like you probably weren't directly communicating that interest to this person. Alright, past energy on their side, we have Theft. So this is the major arcana card for Scorpio, and if we look at the artwork there, we see her back is turned to the cards on the side, so just like your back is turned, we see her back is turned as well. So I feel like this is saying a couple of different things could happen here. One could just be saying that maybe if you withdrew, right, to where you were still thinking of this person, but you weren't really communicating that you were interested, this person might have taken that as a sign that, well, I guess Virgo's not interested, right, and they might have thought the connection was over altogether. Or if I was you could just be saying that maybe you knew that this person was already going through a bit of a grieving process around the situation, so maybe that was why you had the interest in them, but you're like, you know what, let me let them go through that process, and then once they've healed, I'll come forward. So could go either way there. I feel like it's most likely more of the first scenario, but we'll see if that changes as we go along. Alright, present energy on your side, we have the Six of Coins. So this is Taurus energy here, and it usually points to an energy of restoring balance. So yeah, so for some of you, let's say if you did maybe leave the connection in the past, this could just be saying maybe now in the present, you're coming forward to try to restore the balance around the situation. Or again, like I said, if this is the other scenario where this situation this person was grieving in the past wasn't directly related to you, but you're thinking, oh, maybe now the time would be right to come forward, and just be saying that they still might have a bit of a colder reaction to it at this time, so something to look out for there. Alright, and present energy on their side, we have the High Priestess. So yeah, again, we see the back turn to the cards on your side of the spread, and then I feel like this is saying that, they might still be wondering what exactly happened. So as I'm looking at this in conjunction with the cards on your side, it looks like there still might not be any clear communication between the two of you, right? So like I said, looks like in the past you might have had interest, but you weren't directly expressing it to them. They took that as a sign that the connection was over. Now we do see with the colors, right? These look a lot more bright and vibrant than what we see in the past position. So maybe it's like it's one of those things where they're more open to the idea of the connection, but at the same time, I feel like there's still not really direct communication. They're just trying to intuitively figure out what exactly took place between the two of you that was causing the split. All right, and future energy on your side, we have the Queen of Staves. So this is actually the Queen of Wands, which is Aries energy. And yeah, I mean, if we look at the artwork here right now, we finally see the body language is pointed to the cards on this side of the spread. So it could just be saying that you might finally feel that spark to where you do want to come forward and express your interest in this person right now. The Queen is still a feminine energy though, right? So there's maybe still a part of you that would like for them still to come forward, but I feel like this is saying that you might just finally get to the point where you decide that you want to come forward and express interest toward them. All right, and future energy on their side, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So yeah, this is a pretty positive energy here as far as whichever path it may be, right? So like I said, for some of you, they took you withdrawing from the connection as a sign that, oh, I guess this situation is over with, right? So if that's the case, this shows again that as you come forward, they would have openness to revisiting it. Or for those of you where, like I said, maybe this was they were going through a grieving process that had nothing to do with you, but that was what caused you to say, all right, now wouldn't be the right time to come forward. And it was just more of you waiting for the right time to come forward. If that's the case, we also see there's openness in that scenario too. So either way, it looks like in the future, whichever storyline you're on, it looks like there will be openness on their part to getting the connection off the ground. All right, bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Three of Staves. So yeah, more Aries energy here. And yeah, it could just be saying that for whatever reason in the past, you might have been waiting for them to come forward, right? So yeah, obviously, to say that there was miscommunication within this connection would be an understatement, right? I feel like no matter which pathway you're on with the different scenarios we laid out there, seemed like a lack of clear communication on both sides seems to have been the main issue at play. And then, interestingly enough, that could be with the Mercury retrograde energy we had that started in your sign and it's going to be backtracking into Leo, right? So it could just be one of those things where maybe this is helping you see it from a different perspective and you're like, oh, okay, now maybe I see where the disconnect was. And they could be viewing it from a different angle now as well. All right, and bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Six of Cups. So yeah, this could just be saying that maybe for some of you might even just cross paths while you're out with mutual friends, right? So it could just be one of those things where you might not have even intended to cross paths again, but maybe just circumstances might cause that to take place if we just look at the artwork here, right? So yeah, something that could happen there. But either way, I feel like this is saying that there is an openness to reconnect and get things off the ground on their side. All right, moving on to the Oracle cards. First, we'll see what we get from the Messages Love Oracle card deck. I'm just going to pull a single card from this deck. Almost got one there. Got one there. Okay. And next, we'll see what we get from the Wisdom Oracle. Same situation. I'm just going to pull a single card from here. All right, so let me put the deck down and just give me a few seconds to tune in and we'll just pull a card. All right. Okay, we'll take this card and let me get the deck out of the way. And first we'll read the Messages Love Oracle card. Okay, we have Unavailable. It says this person is unable to give you all you deserve. So interesting message there, right? Because it seems like in the past, we already mentioned, I mean, you could look at the body language we talked about, whichever pathway it was, right? Whether you withdrew from the connection and that's why they were thinking, oh, I guess this is over. Or if you're like, okay, this person's healing from another situation, so I'm interested, but I'm not going to come forward now because of that. Looks like this is saying that clearly in the past things weren't working out too well between the two of you. And even with the Six of Coins, we talked about, normally that is restoring balance, but the actual artwork there seems to point to a bit of a cold energy there. So yeah, it could just be saying it's one of those things where clearly you guys weren't in the right headspace, whether it was you, them, or both of you combined to have given to the connection, but it looks like it will be warming up in a more positive direction. But we'll see what the Wisdom Oracle adds to the mix. All right, we have Why. There's the artwork, And the number is 31, so we'll see what that has to say. Right, the relationship message says we don't always know why we engage in our relationships in the way we do, mostly because our feelings aren't always logical. Now is the time to recognize whether you are being triggered by someone else or if your behavior is motivated by unresolved issues in the past. When you ask yourself, why am I feeling like this? And why did I say that? And spend some time in introspection, the answers may be surprising. Listen to the messages from your intuition, from the knowing deep within you. What does it tell you about yourself and others? In the end, life is all about being loved. Miracles and a deep understanding of your needs and how to get them met are the buried treasure of the why. Uncover them by posing the most powerful question you can ask yourself and your partner today. Why? So yeah, definitely an interesting message there, right? Because like I said, for some of you, you might have both been wondering, okay, well, where did the disconnect come from, right? Because like I said, it looks like they, with that high priestess energy, feels like they're like trying to figure out what exactly was taking place, but they're not clearly communicating that to you. Like I said, it looks like you might not have realized that the energy you were giving off made them think that it was completely over, right? So yeah, it definitely looks like there's miscommunications that could have taken place in the past, and like we mentioned, maybe with the Mercury retrograde are coming up again for you guys to see them from a different perspective. So, hope whatever resonates with you guys. Once again, happy early birthday. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.